Yes. Let's turn that down. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about comes about. Whatever you focus on grows. Those thoughts you hold in your mind. The Science of Getting Rich talks about formless substance. It's that place prayers grow, man. Maybe you can't explain. You know, a lot of religions share that. And so what is that place? Well, that's what the book calls formless substance. Appreciate that, Matt. And those lingering thoughts, the things we hold, it's super important. I sent a tweet out last night and I was talking about philosophy. That's what this is. This is my philosophy of the stock market, and you have to find yours. And I teach mine. And I was talking yesterday about philosophy, and the guy sent me a message, and he was talking about the 50-day moving average and this and this and this, and none of the stuff he said has anything to do with my philosophy. So, in one ear, out the other. Get what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not going to spend any time thinking about that. I'm not trying to learn my philosophy. I'm not trying to, there's this idea, you need to constantly be learning and improving. Yeah, okay. But there's also the idea of mastering and doing. Meaning at some point you have to take what you've learned and you have to implement it. And if you've never implemented it and you're constantly changing it, then you actually don't have a philosophy. And some philosophies are just not that damn complicated that they need to constantly be refined, right? We just need to understand what it is we believe. And the money flow for me was my 7-year journey into trying to understand trading and investing and trying to put this shit all together in some kind of workable system that made sense, man. But more important than that, it's not so much I don't care what strategy or system you have. It will fail you because times change, the market changes, and we move around and things get different. Let me turn off commenting for a minute so nobody ruins Sunday service as we gather here as followers of the stock market. That's what Sunday service means. It's supposed to push you back, much like church, how they gather to study their books, right? Or their services or mosque or whatever. Whatever religion you might be. You say, what do you mean? Meaning you should take it as serious. You want to grow rich? You're going to have to put some fucking thought into it. You want to grow wealthy? It's going to take time and it's going to take thought. But guess what? Most of all, it's going to take a philosophy that you have the discipline and the ability to stick to. And so if you've created a philosophy of chaos or a philosophy of confusion or a philosophy of disorder, it's going to be very hard for you to do that. Inside of my philosophy of the stock market, I've discovered some basic truths. And guess what it is? Nobody knows where it's going. Nobody. Not one person on planet fucking Earth knows where the stock market is going, other than over time it goes up. And people say, well, how do you know that? I studied history. Oh man, my shit's still fucked up. I got this messed up. If you take the chart back, unfortunately I can't. I got this new computer, so I'm still working out the bugs on the way it's saved. Need to find. We'll come back. I'm not going to mess with it right now. But as you take this back, the Dow Jones right now is $35,089. $35,089. What do you think it was when your grandfather was born? Yeah, there was a Dow Jones when your grandfather was born. Now, he didn't have a philosophy of building wealth and getting rich, so he didn't buy any. So let me tell you how not to get rich. Don't participate. That's a 100% certain way. Don't bother. So act like your friends who don't talk to you about it because they don't know shit about it. Right? Now, they know all about the Kardashians and football and all kinds of nonsense, but they don't know much about the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Ask your friend, go ask your 5 closest friends, hey man, how many stocks in the Dow Jones Industrial Average? After they look at you like a deer in the headlight, duh, because they don't know, then ask yourself, man, no wonder I'm where I'm at. Do they know? Do they? Do they know? Probably not. Do you know? That's the question. That's the most important question. Do you know? Now, you can't help but surround yourself with people who don't know. I get it. Not everyone needs to know. But I do know this. A life philosophy is based upon the information that you take in, the things that you accept to be true, the facts, these things that you hold true. The information you gather, the idiots you watch on YouTube, and most of them are idiots, I assure you, when it comes to financial, crypto especially. Now, they may be highly intelligent people. That doesn't mean they have a workable philosophy that will apply across your entire life. One thing I figured out is the things that are true are simple, and they're basic, and they're not new, and you didn't just figure it out, and it's not some new technology. It's basically been the same since recorded human history. The way you get rich is a 5,000-year-old philosophy. You buy assets that appreciate or produce income, period. Isn't that Google? Isn't that Microsoft? Isn't that Apple? Like all of the stocks that you see killing it right now, what do they have in common? They are a business or an asset. And what do? They produce money. It's not complicated. The way to get rich has never changed. It's not some secret financial backflip, super ape, NFT, crypto you never heard of. That's not it, man. Those things can be, and those are little things that you can play with. These are things that are out there, but the way you get rich or wealthy is not changed. Because you could hit that. You could win the lottery. What now? What now? Do you get to keep it? I know a lot of people got rich in crypto. They're not wealthy. They don't have no passive income. They don't own no businesses, no apartment buildings, no real estate. They don't own. They made some money. They spent some money. Congratulations. There are animals that make money. There's monkeys that have had television shows. Anybody can make money. You just go get a job, they start paying you. But it takes a philosophy, a life philosophy, to start taking wealth out of the stock market. And as I began to study the market, I spent years and years and years and years and years buying courses and listening to people and trying different things. And you know what I figured out along that way? I could have just bought, say, the Dow and held it. All those books and courses and all that thing, markets go up over time. Period. You go higher. Not all stocks, though. Not all stocks within that market go up, right? And so as I began to search of like, okay, maybe could I pinpoint better times to buy? You go, what do you mean? Well, Warren Buffett says, you should buy low, buy when other people are fearful. Like, well, what does that mean? How do I do that? What does that mean when other people are fearful? Some people just think that means one day the stock sells off. Now people are fearful. That's not what it means. One day down, stock drops one day, you're buying. That's because you're impulsive. You don't have a strategy. You need pharmaceuticals, right? Well, what if it goes down the next day? Is that fear? Maybe. What about the next day? What if it goes straight down for 35 fucking days? Is day 36 the day to buy? What about 38 and it just keeps going? What day is the day? And so if we don't have a working philosophy, how do we know? And that's what the money flow became for me. And this is just the Dow Jones. I just randomly grabbed it, right? And I had a guy email me last night. Now, he should know this answer because I've seen his name for 6 months on my live, sir. 6 months. There's no way you should have this question after 6 months, man. Not if you've given it any attention at all. And it's this idea of, and I don't even have it on here right now, price and the 20-day moving average. Let me set this here. And he's trying to figure out, what does it mean when price goes above and below the 20-day moving average? Like that's confusing him. Why? Because what he's focusing on is that green line of the 20-day and not the stages. See, the stages are the most important. The 20 days there to help us interpret the stages, okay? This is what's most important, market structure. And that's what the money flow is all about, man. Structure. It's turning order out of chaos. This is chaos. Nobody knows. So tomorrow when you wake up on Monday, there's a whole line of pundits and people on the news and in newsletters and on YouTube who think they are delusional enough to think they know where the market is going. They don't. And if you have a friend that thinks he does, he's either stupid, delusional, or he's trying to con you. Okay? Ray Dalio does not know. Kathy Wood does not know. So I know your friend doesn't know, or that YouTuber, or the correspondent on TV. But those little bits of information go into your brain. And you have to have a philosophy of how do I interpret when a guy like Ray Dalio talks, or when a woman like Kathy Wood talks, or a Jim Cramer, or my buddy Larry, or my idiot uncle, or the guy on YouTube. And if you just start taking in all this information, putting it into your head, and you have a philosophy of fear, or you're uncertain, and you don't have a way of interpreting it and filtering it, you're going to find yourself in a state of chaos. So I know when a guy mentions the 50-day moving average to me, I'm done listening to him. Everything he says after that, I have no interest in. Why? It's not inside my philosophy. So you can't have a philosophy that changes every 10 fucking minutes or with every market cycle. I get young guys, you've been in here less than a year. You haven't even been in long enough to even study a strategy. It'll take you 2-3 years to understand the money flow. Let me say it again. You ain't done it 2 or 3 years, you still don't understand it. I don't trust you or believe you anyway in any interpretation of anything. You haven't put in enough time. You damn sure haven't shown that you can stick to a strategy long enough. Guys, 10,000 hours. You ever heard that concept? Understand the markets, whether we're talking trading or investing. The average buy and holder. The average buy and hold. So look at this. This is Dow Jones Industrial. 36,000, falls to 33,000, back up to 35,000, down to 30. Like, see this randomness that we're looking at here? If you don't have a philosophy bound this randomness, all the teaching and moving averages and support and breakouts and all that, none of that's going to help you. I can teach a monkey that stuff. I could teach a child that stuff. This is not difficult. Technical analysis, come on, man. That's for babies. Anybody can do that. Find the highest point, draw a circle. Come down here, draw a circle. This is not complicated stuff, guys. You took 3 weekends and gave a shit, you could learn all this stuff. Seriously. Now, it's going to take time to consistently interpret it correctly and apply it, right? It's going to take time to do that. But creating market structure on charts isn't the hard part. The hard part is having the mental capacity and the philosophy to stick with it and not talk yourself, into making mistakes. Let's add this 20-day. This is what my friend asked, okay? He asked me, go to advanced settings. I have a course on using stock charts and how to use it with the money flow. So this is a 20-day moving average. Simple. There's different ones. Simple, exponential, right? What this helps me do is interpret the money flow, which we did not bring up. Hold on just a second. I'm on a new computer here. Now I'm mobile in a new house. Let's see. So I'm in New Orleans right now for the next month and a half or month. Then I'm going to go to Florida for a bit. It's the retired life, man. Living retired. Financial independence is the purpose for all of this stuff, right? Should be the reason you invest is to control one's life. Go, hey, I think I want to go to Florida. You don't have to ask. You just go. That's the point of all this. All the stuff I teach, the stock market, real estate, it can let you get there. It's just, what are you willing to trade for it? These are the 4 stages of price movement. And if you look, and you should know them ad nauseum, but this is all that it is. The moving averages, the indicators, all that is just helping you interpret this. This is it. So my friend that emailed me said, what am I supposed to mean? What does it mean to me when when price goes above it and then below it and then maybe above it and back below it? And I'm like, you need to back up and go back to the stages. These are the stages. So when I look at price in relation to the 20-day, what stage am I in? Am I in a 1? Well, if I'm in a stage 1, guess what happens? Moving averages start to flatten out. Price can go above it, below it, above it, below it, above it, below it, above it is not a breakout. Why? Because it's a stage 1. It's building a zone of accumulation. When that happens, the moving averages start to come together, right? Now, sometimes price doesn't move that smooth. Right now, this is an index. On stocks, it moves a little smoother. Let me show you an example. Let's look at MO here for a second. Let's look at MO. Is it below the 20-day? It is. It's below the 20-day. But is that a stage 4 decline? No. Well, if you look at this closer, it was below the 20 right here. Is that a stage 4 decline? No. Why? Because it's building a box. See it? You got to see the box. The box is most important. Look over here. See the box? Look right here. See the box? Now, guys say, well, it's hard to see it. I know, it takes time. You can do pick up a fucking piano and be good at it in one day? It takes time, man. This is the same thing. It's going to take you time to see these things, man. It's going to take time. And whenever a box or a zone of, I call it a box because I'm trying to teach it so stupidly simple. Now, we could call it a zone of accumulation. We could call it consolidation, whatever technical fancy term you want to call it. But the easiest way to describe it, if I was teaching a 4-year-old and I hand them a crayon and I said, find me all the boxes, they would go there, right? Maybe this is one, Mr. Peters. It could be. It's like, see what I'm saying? And as we go through looking for these boxes, and sometimes you get a little box on a box, right? What does that do? These are zones of accumulation. Why are these important? Because one of the core principles of the, now we just went a little deeper than most people because you're wondering, what about the green line? The green line is there to help us interpret the stages. It's not to keep us, but what's most important is what stage are you in and what is the stock actually doing? Is this stock breaking down? No, but it's below the 20. But we have to back up. So nothing is one day. There's no one day should cause you to do anything. No one day sell off, no one day move up, no one single day does anything. It's the accumulation. It's 5 candles back. It's 10 candles. It's a series of 20 and 30 candles, man. You get what I'm saying? So if we were, and we're going to go through stage 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm going to show you on some stocks right now in real time. So if we're looking at this is stage 3 right here. This is stage 3. This has been going on for 2 or 3 weeks. Sometimes the harder stages are harder. Look, when the candles get wide, what we like to see is that tightening, that bringing together. Now you'll get people say this is an ascending triangle. I know my friend Ashton talks a lot about that. I don't use them. You know, it is what it's a box, man, for me. You'll notice I'm trying to simplify it. Why? Simple has worked for 5,000 years. If you walk outside and it's cloudy, might rain. I don't need to know the dew point. I don't need to know the precipitation rate. I don't need to know any of that stuff, right? Like we could get crazy. We could nerd off into weather. You could have a whole weather station, or grandma could look up and go, yeah, looks like it's going to rain. Or grandma goes, man, my bones hurt. I think the weather's going to change. See, animals know. You know that, right? Sharks, they leave. They know when there's a storm coming. Why? They can just feel it. Why? It's a pattern. I'm sure to them the water temperature changed. Something's happening. And it's probably a basic pattern. And then you'll get the shark who go, but what about? He's got to think it through a little further. He can't go with the basics. He's got to, what about the Federal Reserve and all the money printing and the debt cycle? What about all that? He starts adding all these things, and you could say, well, yeah, I guess. I don't know. What I see is the stage 3, and then what? It can go down into a stage 4. And if it goes, because I'm just operating with what is. I can't read the future. I don't pretend to have a crystal ball, so all of that stuff doesn't help me much because I don't believe for a second I can predict the future. I especially don't think I can do it with intellect. Otherwise, all the smart people would have all the money, and they don't. I know plenty of broke smart people. Plenty of them. And I know plenty of rich dumb people. By most standards, they didn't go to college. They don't have any sophisticated. They don't know what an NFT is. They can't use a smartphone very well. Many of them don't even use email. You're like, well, how could they be rich? They just do dumb things over and over, like buy property. That's it. They just buy house after house after house after house and rent them, and they become multi-millionaires. 5,000-year-old thing. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated. Or they just simply buy. You ever heard of Ed Reed? Ed Reed died with $9 million in the stock market. He was a janitor for 32 years. See, how's that possible? He just bought blue cap stocks, kept doing it. Did it his whole life, died rich. And there's hundreds of examples like that of people. What's the difference? Every time a tragedy hit their life, they didn't close their account out. They didn't constantly move in and out. They just compounded. What you're going to do is you're going to buy stocks. And then every time something in life happens, you're going to be like, oh, let's sell this stock maybe and let's go. You've already done it. So instead of holding Exxon for 10, 12 years, you move in and out, in and out, in and out. Never compounding. Compounding works. Now, I'm not talking trading. I'm talking about, does compounding work? Yes. Are you compounding? That works. Okay, not talking trading right now. Compounding works. Are you compounding? So if I sat down with you, if you came to my house this week, we're doing an event at my house on Friday, and I said, hey, show me, open up your phone. I need to see your portfolio. Show me your buy and hold. Am I going to see evidence of compounding? Or show me the assets you own. Let me see the pictures of your real estate. Let me see them. Show me. And you could go, yeah, here you go, G. Look, I got this here. Just started here. Right? Even if it's small, I don't care if it's 1 0, 2 zeros, 10 zeros, or a million zeros. Is there evidence? There should be. Even if you're a trader, there should be evidence. Don't let trading. Don't be the guy. Oh, I'm like trading is trading. Trading is like flipping. For me, like trading is a job. It's fine. I have to use it to get where I'm going. But you're not going to get rich because you're trading. You're going to get rich because you take the money from trading and put it in shit that makes you rich. You understand that? Meaning you have to have a job in order to qualify to buy property. But it's not the job that's going to get you rich. It's the money, the margin, the money you don't need from the job that you can put into assets that produce cash flow that appreciate. Get it? That's a philosophy, man. Part of the philosophy of the money flow is as it moves through the 4 stages of price movement, as it moves down, it's going to stop where it stopped before. What do you mean by where it stopped before? Those zones of consolidation. You say, how can that be? I don't know, man. But look, on the way up, where did it stop? Where it stopped before. Right? Now, once it blows through, what does it do? Well, it keeps going until it creates a new one. Created one here, right? And then what? If it comes down, where's it going to stop? Most likely, probably right around in here. And then when you look at that pattern, what are you going to see? You're going to see where it went up, it went sideways, and then what? It came down, which is what? That right there. It went up, it went sideways, it came down. We don't know the stage 4, how long it lasts. Let me show you a brutal one, right? So that's MO. That's a stage 3 we're looking at there. We didn't know how long this one would last. Is there any way that we could know maybe it's done going up? Sure. Sure. 2 things. Previous high, has it ever stopped there before? Now, this is and this up here, we hadn't talked about it, but we're going to go with it. Most of you know what this is, the RSI, Relative Strength Index. I like to have it on the top of my chart. Why? Because it's king, crown, top of the head. The RSI is the single most important indicator. Period. Just give me that. That's all I need. I don't even need the moving averages. Why? I can see the money flow, man. I can see it. I can see the sideways. I can see the up. I can see the sideways, right? What I need this for is to tell me when it's probably run too far too fast. So I'm looking to downsize. Now it's double confirmed because it stopped there before. So as a trader, target hit. You want to swing trade? There's your swing trade. Breakout, target hit, close it out. Now you say, but he kept going. All right, well, that's not swing trading. See, being a swing trader, this is super important. That's why I said philosophy is the most important thing. What is your philosophy? You have to have a philosophy of trading. You have to have a philosophy for investing and a philosophy for living your life. Religion typically is a philosophy in which people live their life. It affects their diet. It affects who they have sex with. It affects where they live, who they marry, what they drink, what they eat. If they choose to allow it to do that. You could have a philosophy of your religion. Maybe my friend, the day trade professor, is a Muslim. That has a philosophy. So when I'm drinking, he's not drinking. Why? He has a philosophy on that. You might not have that philosophy. Right? It's a philosophy. But he has to make sure that my stuff doesn't affect him. He can't just change it because he's hanging out with me. Right? One of the things I respect the most about him is that he's consistent. Even though we don't trade the same, even though we don't see the same, we don't invest the same. One thing I do like is he never stops being consistent. I know what I'm going to get. He doesn't flip because he watched a YouTube channel. Okay? He's consistent, putting in the work daily. Same thing. I know exactly what he's going to say. Even if we don't agree on something, it's exactly the same. That's beautiful, man. Commitment. Commitment and courage and conviction cannot be purchased in a course. Your philosophy in life cannot be purchased. Now, you can develop it through stuff you've purchased, meaning my philosophy came through time. This is a stage 3 for me. So as this goes up as a swing trader, I'm in on the breakout. What is the breakout? Price breaking out of a box, moving above the 20-day moving average. Breakout. Where's my target? Previous high. Bam. RSI is going to tell me. That's a swing trade, folks. You're in, you're out. And you say, yeah, but it kept going. That don't matter to a swing trader. If I flip a house, guess what happens next year? The house is worth more money. House flipper's not worried about where the freaking house is in 3 years. He knows it's going to be higher. That's not his game. He's not buying and holding. He's flipping. So you got to get real clear. What I find most people do is they have a quasi sort of short-term, sometimes flipping, sometimes swing trade, sometimes I'm a position trader, and sometimes I'm an investor. And you end up looking at their investing and you say, well, that's not true. Bullshit. The average human being, the last time I saw a study out of Vanguard said they held a stock. The average buy and holder, meaning they've said this is a buy and hold account for retirement. The average length they hold a stock is 2.2 years. 2.2. I have shoes that old. How can that possibly be a buy and hold account? You know why? They have no philosophy. None. They think because the stock goes down or does bad is a reason to sell it. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. The only way to have made money on this is to be the guy that bought down here, right? So if you bought it up here and it came down here, well, you get what I'm saying? Like, we fully anticipate these stocks to move around. So if you have buy and hold stocks and you change your mind based on price, you obviously missed the boat. And so within a short period of time, look, in 4 months, one time it was here and then it was here. Now it's up here. As a buy and holder, you don't even need to check your account. You just hold it, collect the dividends, put them to drip, move on. You know, what's happened if you've done that in this stock? Now, what if we want to refine that a bit? That's what the money flow came about. It's like, man, I don't want to do that. I want to buy. I want to accumulate. When's a good time? And I began to develop these rules of what a stage one looks like, right? When can I buy? When can I buy where it makes sense? Well, one, I'm looking for a box. And so if I'm watching this pattern and I know prices go sideways and up and sideways and down and sideways and up and sideways and down, and they're going to keep doing that when long after you stop doing this, they're going to keep doing this. And so I decided, well, shit, I want to buy the ones, man. I mean, I don't want to buy these. And as a matter of fact, if I was looking to trim a position or sell a position, I want to trim or sell into this. Not selling this. Why? That's what this is about. So this indicator gave me an indication of price has probably gone too high and it's probably gone too low temporarily. And you'll see that when the RSI banged right there, look what happened. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, that's 1 week. Well, if you're a trader, in, out, during that week, you could have caught another in, right, that's running up. You've moved on. Better get real clear. You're a buy and holder. What do you do here? Nothing. But Gerald, I learned these new trading skills now, so I'm going to go in and fuck up my buy and hold. That's what people do. That's what they do. This is not a stage. This is starting to form a stage 3. But notice what happens. Never goes into the 20. What happens? It keeps going. Notice what's happening now. Price is going into the 20. What is that telling you? This is forming a stage 3. The other one was suspect. It looked like it was starting to, but we can't determine that in 1 day. So based on the type of trader I am, would mean what we would do. Swinging, I'm looking to take it down. Now, what I began to do, most of my trades are what I call position trades, meaning I want to take advantage of I want to take advantage of what buy and hold offers people. What buy and hold offers you, as much as there's many idiots on YouTube and in books and stuff trying to tell you that you can avoid the bear market, that is all nonsense, man. All nonsense. Yeah, if you want to, you could buy some puts and this and that. If somehow seeing your balance drops just causes you to have emotional problems, and you feel like you need to be spooned or held by another person because your count went down, if that is like, and I say it like that because you need to understand how stupid it is. Your buy and hold's going to go down. And I watched people wipe out retirement accounts in 2008, friends who pulled their money out of the market, blowing any possibility they'll ever be rich. They pulled their retirement out. I talked my dad out of doing that. He had no philosophy. He didn't believe that over time the markets go up. That's not debatable for me. There's nothing you could say to me that makes me think this market won't turn around. I know it's nonsense. I've studied the last 200 years of history. I know where it's going, up. I know where housing prices are going, up. Could they go down in the meantime? Yeah, and then guess where they're going? Up. Guess where the cost of your car is going next year? Up. Could they put cars on sale temporarily because they have too many or there's an over? Yeah. But then they're going up. Could we have a time where we have to lower rent because they built too many apartments and so now rents come down because there's a supply issues? Yeah. And then guess what? They're going up. And that's price movement, man. This. So rather than fear that, Bring it down. I know what Uber's worth. You might be confused by it. I know what it's worth. Totally convicted. Can't change my opinion at all. So anybody wants to bring it down, all you're doing is convincing me more. Now, I can't have that. I have to know that I can be wrong. Right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Uber messes up. Maybe a new technology comes out. Maybe an asteroid falls and hits the CEO in the head. I don't know. There are things that are outside of my control. There's things that are outside of their control. Meaning coal companies were highly profitable at one time. And then the Obama administration decided they didn't like them. And they made an effort to put them out of business. Right? These things happen. This is why we build diversified portfolios. This is why you don't buy all your beach condos in one HOA, because that HOA could lose their damn mind and decide to outlaw Airbnb. But the possibility of that happening doesn't keep me out of the game. It just means I need to take parameters to protect myself. So what do? I buy different ones. I buy one here, maybe on a different beach, maybe in a different state, in a different location. What am I doing? I'm diversifying. That's what your portfolio management is, diversifying. So if you hold all biotechs, you're not diversified. If you hold all growth stocks, you're not diversified. Now you can, and you can still win, but you better have some damn conviction over what you're doing. I still get people to ask me, why do you think this stock is down? And I look, and it's a growth stock. I'm like, they're all down? The fact that he doesn't understand that, or she doesn't understand that, tells me they waste a lot of days in life. And you say, what do you mean? Meaning, a lot of days have passed where they haven't read on their investments or studied. Reading and studying needs to be part of your everyday. Warren Buffett reads 6 to 8 hours a day. I don't know how he does that. That seems pretty wild to me. But he does. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that. But if you're letting day after day pass and you're not studying, not reinforcing in your mind, not going through this stuff, and you're not feeding, you're not going to develop a philosophy. You're not going to understand what's happening. Okay? So then on the next sell-off, you're not going to capitalize on it because you're going to be struck. You're not going to know what to do. Right? Back this up. So this says stage 3, man. Let's look at a 2. What's a 2 right now? Let's see. This is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at 41,602. It was just at 2,000. What was it the other day? Let's see. Sweet mother of Joseph. 32,990. So, as we draw our pivot points, now, let me give you a little advice on Bitcoin from a very unsophisticated guy. Okay? I study crypto a little bit every day. I got my whole life to master it. Okay? I'm not chasing anything. I don't give a fuck about any new coins. I'm not trying to chase them. That is not the game that I play. Never have played it. Never will play it. I don't run around looking for the hottest real estate in America. Don't give a shit. People ask me all the time, hey, where's a good hotspot? Don't care, bro. You won't buy one where you live. So what makes me think you're going to buy one somewhere else? Stop wasting my time. Listen, you don't need to chase anything to get rich. You just need to position yourself and be a person who can receive to get rich. Meaning you have to start. I'm not saying you don't buy a new coin. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm saying you lay the basics first. As you begin to lay the basics, you're then going to have the money, the skill set, the conviction, the knowledge to take advantage of things you see. And so you're not jumping into Dogecoin. You're going to what? You're going to see, oh, they're talking about this new coin. Well, what is it? It's called Doge. Oh, okay. You don't have an opinion. You're not like, even, I see people make fun of meme coins. Maybe I do sometimes too. But that, if you're a short-term momentum trader, there's nothing to make fun of. You catch the train and you ride it up. The people that are being made fun of, in my opinion, are the people who don't understand what the coin is. They don't even understand Bitcoin. So you have people buying a coin who actually don't own any Bitcoin. Those are fools. And that's you. I'm telling you what you are. Fix it. Like today. You can fix that right now. You can say, fuck, I don't want to be a fool. Good. Fix it right now. You never have to play that hand again. So my point is, know what you're playing. So when you see GameStop break out, good. Catch the breakout. It's not complicated. The money flow caught the whole run up, man. But you want to be the presence of mind to wait and see, and then use your charts and make a logical decision. You set your exit targets and you approach it with order, not FOMO, not chasing something, right? That's why I get mad about IPOs. IPOs are for idiots. These are people chasing money. Nobody makes money in the stock market chasing. Very, very few. Very, very few. Now, you may be one of those people. If you are, you're probably not listening to me. I tell my friend this, the day trade professor, all the time. I don't think most people can day trade. I think you're delusional. Not him, them. One, you don't have a lifestyle to support it. I met a guy the other day who works for FedEx, claimed to be a day trader. I was like, bro, come on. Get out of here with that. You're driving a truck during the day. He can't be a day trader and drive a truck. He just can't. It's not going to work, man. Not long term. There's never been such a thing. He could be a swing trader. I could teach him position trading. He could be an investor, but he can't be a day trader. Get the fuck out of here. It's impossible. Stage 2 is what? We find a bottom. So the point to that isn't to smash the kid's dreams or whatever. No, it's to bring reality to what he's doing and say, hey, let's actually think this through. Let's make some logical decisions. Let's start to understand how the market moves. Let's look at this in relation to your life. What hours of the day do you have? When can you be? Now, crypto trades 24 hours a day. So in theory, after work, turn on the computer, sit there for 4 hours, day trade crypto. For sure. That makes total sense, right? We could do that, but not during the day with stocks, right? It's just not going to happen, man. You're either going to kill someone on the road or you're going to lose all your money. That's the lowest low. We know that. That's our anchor point, our pivot point, right? And look, we're constantly drawing these. Pivot point, pivot point, pivot point, right? That one there, pivot point. What do these do? We can connect them, right? We can connect them. There was one there. We can connect these. And what do they give? They're showing us direction. What is that doing? It's creating order, right? We can begin to see the movement of price. And it's not price above the 20 or below the 20 that matters. It's what is being created. So we see there in Bitcoin, what? This stage 4 decline. Now, if we back it up, what did we see? So go over here. A box, right? And then what? A breakout. That's a breakout. Yes, price is above the 20, big time. But most important is it broke out of this box. Where was our bottom? Right here. So the exact same analysis I'm going to use on this, I'm going to use over here. And it didn't work. So on that breakout, what did we expect? First target, if I was trading, is here. Even if I'm not trading, I want to see the targets. Why? Because it kind of just lets me know, keeps me on my toes. That's where I expect it to go. But what happened? It broke down. Came back here. And where's the exact day that started the stage 4 decline? Right here, right? Broke that stage 1. What? Brand new stage 4 decline. Now, Bitcoin's been moving very weird because look, very tight level. Now we're back into another stage 1. And now what? We're back into another stage 1. So based on this, I get a lot of people saying, oh, this is a false breakout. This is a dead cat bounce. This is a bear trap. If you were on my live on Friday, I lost my shit as I was getting off. Why? That is not in the money flow. There's no bear traps. There's no dead cat bounces. So the moment I hear any of that bullshit, fuck you. I'm not even letting that in my head. Get out of here with that bullshit. What is that? That's me guarding my philosophy. That's it. I'm going to shut it down. I'm not going to be polite about it. I'm not. Why? I'm protecting myself. Get out of here with that bullshit. Why? That has nothing to do with the money flow at all. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, so let's add that. Oh, well, that bottom is dead cat bounce. How do we define that? See, you can only prove that after the fact. So it went up and then it came down. They're like, well, see, that was a dead cat bounce. Yeah, no shit, Captain Obvious. It's already gone past. But what if it keeps going? Well, it's not a dead cat bounce. Okay, so in other words, it doesn't help me at all. Meaning you can't know beforehand. You're just guessing. So what value does that add to anything? Nothing. So all it does is it makes you not trust your stage ones, not trust your breakouts. So the fact that this breakout failed and this guy's been in the market for 6 months, I'm not letting him in my fucking head. Okay, that one failed. Well, you know what didn't fail? About 30 others that ran for a massive amount of that ran huge. And people were like, oh, that's a dead cat bounce. I remember them saying it in COVID lows. We were buying the lows. I bought Uber at like $14 or whatever it was. Ridiculous price. I couldn't even believe how cheap it was. It was a dead cat bounce, by the way. That's what everybody said. I can't put that in my head. It has no place in my strategy at all. Maybe in yours it does. Then good. Use it. I can't use it. So it's not allowed in my vocabulary. Here's another one that's not. And I get it. I got friends that use it. Good. You use it. As soon as you bring it up, I just tune you out. What? The death cross. That's the dumbest shit. It's like 50-50. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Well, let me tell you what worked. The money flow had a stage 4 during the death cross. You say, what's the death cross? 50-day moving average over the 200-day move. It's not in here at all. So I don't give two shits about the death cross. I have to filter what comes in my mind. And here's what I know. Simple always works. Price always breaks above the 20 when it starts a new rally. Always. Always. Always a new rally starts with price breaking above the 20. So that's my trigger. You say, well, what if this one doesn't work? Then it doesn't work. But when it does work, it will do this. It'll break on every stock in the stock market. So I know that to be true. This other stuff, I can't interpret it. Death cross, not a death cross. It's silly. It's silly. Did this help you? Now, is it an indicator? Can it work? Yeah. Do I have friends that use it? Absolutely. I get it. I'm not saying they're silly. I'm saying it for me, it has no place in my, because it serves no purpose. It doesn't add any value, man. All it does is it causes confusion and it may lead you to doubt the money flow, which why the fuck am I studying something that changes my philosophy? It doesn't make any sense, man. So, appreciate the badge, bro. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of TA's bullshit. I think most of it's bullshit. There's probably stuff inside the money flow that's bullshit, but it's consistent, meaning it keeps you consistent. Now, if you used those things, then you have to use those, but you can't use them in conjunction with other things where it conflicts. It won't make sense. So if you're going to use a death cross, use a death cross. Well, use it consistently. Don't sometimes use it, and then other times use this, and then third. Most people have a scattered brain. I know, man. I know. I talk to you every day. I talk to people every day. Fucking confused, scared. Oh my, like it. And it's the same old shit, man. Same old shit. Just new people, new ages, doing the same dumb shit. I know, I was one of them, man. I used to be 30. E-Trade came out. It was the first online platform. We used to call stocks in on the phone. If we had to do what we had to do today, most people wouldn't even be in the market. You had to call it on the phone, say it correctly, enter the orders correctly, and then you paid like $50 per side. So to make one transaction took like 2 phone calls and freaking $100. So well, I really want to be a trader. Do you? Because we used to pay a lot of money to play this game. And it takes time. It takes time. Let's see. I need some coffee, man. Takes time, man. Let's see. Oh. So we're breaking out of a box. We're moving up. Here is the problem with this breakout in Bitcoin. Remember what I said? Where's the next box? Right there. Where's the next one? Right there, right? Well, if you look, right, we're right at the support of that next box. We're holding it. That's a good sign. That means if this goes higher, where do we expect Bitcoin to go? Into the next one, which is in what? This 48 zone, back to the 200-day moving average. One thing you'll see a lot of times, the moving average is like a web. When you're below it, you're going to get hung up there. It got hung up here. It got hung up before. You just tend to get hung. It's like a gravitational pull. It's the best way to describe it. So I would definitely see us going back here. And this could, if Bitcoin is in a longer secular bear market where it's going to go lower, this would make total sense. It would go sideways. It would run up into here. And then what? So it would do our pattern. It would go sideways. It would run up. And then what? Sideways. And then what? Run down. Now, there's a lot of hype around Bitcoin. It's going to 100,000. I think it's going to 100,000. I think it might do about 20 of these cycles first. Sideways, up, sideways, down. But eventually, I think it gets to 100,000. When is that? I don't know, man. So anybody on YouTube saying, putting a date, you got to understand they do not know. I don't care how many followers they have. I don't care how much shit they Plan B, fucking BitBoy. None of them know shit. They have no idea of knowing. They can guess. But that's just a guess, right? Plan B is supposed to be the greatest fucking Bitcoin. He didn't know either. So it's all a guess, man. And if you get it right, you got it right. But, that's why I get mad at people. I told you. You told me what? Your guess? Because if you knew 3 fucking times, you'd be a billionaire. If you know what I know, and you could get 3 trades right, for certain, you'd be a billionaire. You only need 3. 3 trades. Get them all. Go all in. Leverage. Options. Leverage. All in. Leverage. Options. Leverage. All in. And now, boom. I'm rich. 3 times. That's all it takes. I just got a person alert at my house. Oh, how nice. I got a lady watching my house, man. Hold on, let me grab some, I gotta grab some coffee here, man. Give me just a second. I'll turn your comments on so you guys can say nice, motivating things to each other. Give me just a second. I need an assistant who gets me coffee. Give him a cool nickname. Folgers coffees. I said Folgers. Folgers in you. Oh, look at all these fake ass accounts. These bots, man. Dan Pena. Well, I like old Dan, but I don't know that I would go to Dan for my Bitcoin advice. Let's see, turn on. You know what I mean? I don't know that I'd go to Dan for my Bitcoin advice. Oh, that's funny. Most of those guys, and myself included, there was a time where I wasn't very fond of Bitcoin either. Usually, if you ask them how much time have they spent, making an honest study of it, it's usually very little. You know what I mean? And when you start to, go, if you're on the edge or fence about something, just go spend 100 hours. 100 hours. It's not long. You do an hour here, an hour there. At the end of a 100-hour study, you should have a real solid opinion. If say you want to get into buying an apartment or single family, go study for 100 hours or an Airbnb. If you take 100 hours, that's going to be like a book or two. That's going to be a bunch of videos. That's going to be you looking at, and you have 100 hours of reading and content into something. You're going to know whether you want to do it or not. When I was looking to buy a beach house in Panama City Beach, I was watching drone footage on YouTube of the area. I just do drone footage. So now I'm looking for a possible cabin in Tennessee or in the mountains, Smoky Mountains. Looking in Georgia in the mountains, Appalachian Mountains. I'm watching drone footage of the mountains. I'm looking at what are the most visited mountain towns. It's going to take me a minute, man. Am I going to go off one guy going here and then I go do it? No, man. I'm going to look at this. I'm going to look at that. I'm going to read on it. I'm messing around on Airbnb. I'm looking up the towns. Right? It's going to take me 100 hours. Then what? Then you're going to see me on Instagram visiting the area. Staying at a hotel, then staying at an Airbnb. I'm going to spend probably $10,000 in hundreds of hours researching, visiting, driving, staying, and then what? Then I'm going to buy something. I spent like $6,000 going back and forth to Panama City Beach, looking at different things, put in like 20-some offers. Same in New Orleans. It takes time, man. In my area, at my house, to accumulated the 17 rentals I have, I put in 200, 300 offers maybe. I walked hundreds. I don't know how many houses. I'd walk them every week, man. I'd walk houses when I didn't have money to buy houses. Just walking houses, looking at them. Just walking houses, man. What am I doing? It's philosophy, man. It's philosophy. That's, and you got to change your life around that shit, man. So the money flows of philosophy. Yeah, Gatlinburg is one I'm looking at. Pigeon area. Man, some of those properties are really expensive. So I'm just seeing how far out I can go, how far in. We'll see. I may not end up going there. I'm also looking at some on a river for trout fishing. Let's see. I'm not going to Cali at Lake Tahoe, man. It's too fucking expensive. Says, Uncle G, do you ever trim your BTC when the RSI goes hot and add it back in, or do you simply buy on stage ones? Right now, I'm just simply buying stage ones. I don't feel like I have enough. You guys don't have enough either. If you don't have at least a full Bitcoin, you're just playing, man. You can. I think you're missing the big picture of what Bitcoin can do. If you got a full Bitcoin right here, guys, and it goes to 68,000, that's $28,000. Yeah, maybe you trim some, go buy a car, take your Bitcoin down to half Bitcoin, wait for the next pullback. Makes sense? But am I wanting to take my one Bitcoin and trim it at 50? And I ain't got time for that shit, man. You can. I'm already doing that with stocks and stuff, though. I just think most people don't have enough. Like, the goal is to get, a minimum. You need at least one Bitcoin, man. Like, you need at least one. Like, it needs to scare. Like, if you're not a little scared, like, you're like, fuck, man, this thing could go to zero. If you're not feeling that, you don't have enough. In my opinion. Let's see. Oh. Let's look at a stage 4 decline. You need more Bitcoin. I don't know how you're going to buy it. Buy it every day, every week. Now, this is a very tight money flow pattern. And this also is another pattern within the money flow we call the bread and butter if you're in our Discord group. I don't know why you wouldn't be, but the thing about Discords and trading groups, I've been in trading groups my whole life. And I first started trading and I was in them. I've been in them my whole life. You guys that are in 3 and 4 group, I don't get it. Don't make any sense to me. I don't see how that helps you. You can't take in all the trades Ashton put out or the Wealth Squad puts out or I put out. So I don't know what doing that to me. I don't know what it does for you. I think it's just scattering your brain. I can't stop people from doing that, so whatever. I'm just giving you. All I do is teach my personal opinion. I've been trading 20-something years. Now, I'm not talking about newsletters because I think newsletters, you can take in content, you can look. It makes sense. Being in a group with fucking comments going by real fast is like being in a Twitter feed. I don't know how you're going to make sense of that. I spend $3,000-$4,000 a year on newsletters. That's just information, right? I spend 0 seconds in anybody else's Discord group. Don't give a fuck what they're talking about or doing. Absolutely don't care. They don't have some secret that I don't have. I know what the market's doing. They're not following some secret stock I don't know about. God will give it to me if he wants me to have it. I'll find it through my research. It just scatters my brain, man. So, could I be in Ashton's group and have a great? Yeah, sure. Could I go to Wealth Squad? I know a lot of people there. Yeah, sure. Right. But this is fucking serious for me. Like, this is real business. Like, I'm not looking for friends in that. Now you're going to make friends in that. But what I'm saying is this is not for social groups. For me, I'm trying to get rich, man. This is what this is about. And I can't do that if I'm scattered. And some of you, and this is just advice from a guy who's been doing it for a minute. Narrow in what you're doing. You got they're doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. I don't know how you're going to master any of that shit. You can't master 6 styles of trading. I don't see it. Maybe you're the rare person that can. The bread and butter is a money flow pattern below the 200-day. Bam. Hits the 200. Look at this. So my point to that, if you're in that group, stay in that group. Don't be in that group and my group. You're just going to waste my time and their time and your time. That's my point to that. Be in a group that you can contribute and add some value to. And maybe you don't know what to contribute right now, but you can contribute with your presence and your support and your comments. It's pretty easy to comment. It's pretty easy to click like. It's pretty easy to say something nice, right? That's not complicated, man. Stage 1, see the 200-day? Look what happened when price hits it, bounces off of it, right? Well, these are the easiest trade setups in the world. I call them bread and butter. It's a dividend stock trading. It's got to be a dividend stock trading below the 200, sets up, and your target is there. This is a trade now. So you buy on the stage 1, and you go, well, what if it goes lower? Buy the next one. The target is 200-day. And if it goes lower, this 200-day will come down. You're going to add to the next one, and eventually your target is 200. This is super, super effective trading strategy. The problem is these stocks don't really move a lot. That's $33. It ran up to, what, $37. You could use options. You could. I wouldn't buy call options if the market's in a downtrend, so you got to use some bigger picture logic when you're looking at that, right? But in an uptrend, if you get these stocks that get smashed and the overall market's in an uptrend, these are easy peasy. These are easy peasy. Long Beach, Dennis, you're still not in my Discord group, man. I don't know why. I guess you're too busy. But I appreciate it, sir. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. So this is stage 4, right? Price is below the 20. And so as we watch the money flow, sideways, up, sideways, down, where do we think it's going to go? Where it was before, right? And that'd be a completed money flow pattern. So what are we looking for to let us know that? First sign of that's going to be the RSI goes extreme. That's what it did here, right? And then what? So as it goes, what do we start doing? Each day we draw the anchor point. What are we looking for? Oh, hopefully we're back. What are we looking for? We're looking for our anchor point, right? That bottom of bottoms, so that we can what? Create our market structure. Anchor point, right? And then what is that doing? It's helping us draw the pattern. So as it comes down, you're probably going to see it right into here, start to go sideways. That's what we anticipate. But we need to see that anchor point, right? And then what? Draw out this stage 1. So the 20 is just there to help us do that. It's not the moment price is above it, I'm buying. The moment it's below it, it's bigger than that. You got to back up a little and see the overall pattern that we're seeing, which is what? Stage 4 decline. And then it'll go sideways, and that's where we're looking to buy, right? So we're just watching this now. So if this is in my buy and hold, and we go to tip ranks, and we haven't added tip ranks, but let's say we do. Let's go to tip ranks. Now I get sometimes people talk shit about tip ranks because tip ranks and the price was in, so they didn't go to that. Yeah, no shit. The overall market turned, dude. They don't know either. They're just doing, this is just fundamental analysis. So even people that went to Harvard Business School and have PhDs and MBAs who read books for a living, they don't know either. Nobody knows, okay? This is just, if you were going to write a check for the company, this is what it's worth. It's worth $38 a share. That's all that means. It doesn't mean it's going there. It just means that's what it's worth. Now, where's the price that it turned? Now, what do they say it's worth? $38. Where's the price that it turned at? $38. People will be like, well, I don't like tip ranks. That's because you don't understand the stock market or what tip ranks does. Now, the lower this goes, when this gets down here, $38 ain't that bad a deal, right? Meaning this is craft, pays a dividend, going lower. The lower this goes, the more valuable this could become, because what? Now it's undervalued. Well, let's look at Exxon real quick. Where's Exxon at? What stage is this? It's technically still a 2, right? But it keeps going higher. Would you close this out? Nah. Where's the highest high? Was there. Started to pull back. Now notice this. See that 5-day, 10-day, 20? They're all pointing up. What do you do here? Nothing. I mean, what you should have done is take a little money off the table. I mean, this is an extreme la-la land here. Now, what if you go to Reddit or to YouTube or to CNBC and they go, oil's going to $1 million? This could be the first time in history that oil ever goes to $1 million. $1 million for oil. No one will be able to afford gas. Gas will be $25 a gallon. These are the stories you'll start to hear. Gasoline could be $25,000 a gallon. It could cripple and destroy the economy because gas has gone so high. You ever heard those stories? I used to hear them all the time. When I was a kid, some of you guys are too young to remember, waiting in line with my dad in the 80s to get gas because there was a shortage. The world was running out of gas. And then all of a sudden, fracking. No, we're not. There's plenty of gas. So it's gone higher and higher and higher and higher. Remember Jim Cramer telling everybody, don't buy oil stocks. Nobody's going to own oil stocks. Super extreme. So this is basically a runaway. You just let it go, let it drift. The last thing you would do is sell this. And the last thing you would do is buy this. I mean, you don't do anything. Well, what is Exxon worth? If we were going to write a check to buy the whole damn building, $83 a share. 18 analysts on Wall Street think it's worth $83. That's their general consensus. What's the price? 84. Yeah. Do you want to buy here? No. If you were a flipper, do you want to flip houses for retail value or do you want to sell them at a discount? Well, retail value, right? So a trader has got to be getting up out of this, right? You don't have to close it out yet, but you got to be thinking this is about done. As an investor, if I want to allocate new money, do I want to put it here? No. Now, here's what you got to fight, man. Here's what you got to fight. Is you're going to get smart. You're going to use your brains and you're going to be like, oh, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell all of my Exxon and I'm going to go buy. And then Exxon keeps going and going and going. And oil does go to $5 and then $7 and then $12. And you got out of it. So even as buying holders, we want to keep it. The compounding part, remember? If you don't have the asset, you can't compound. I can't compound Exxon if I get rid of my shares. So yeah, it's okay to trim some. I did trim some, right? I trimmed some to buy ETRN, which also pays a nice dividend. Look at it. Bam. Now I haven't made the buy yet, but I got the money. This pays a nice dividend. Why? Look at this. Holy fuck. I was up 15%. Now I'm down 15%. That's a 30-something% fall. Should I sell it? No. This is how you compound, man. Stocks have to be shitty for you to compound. You have to have moments of mess ups, of CEOs get shit wrong, the economy turns, they mess up. They lost a court case. They now have $2 billion on a project that the court has ruled they can't run a pipeline through. So they may take a $2 billion hit. They may have to cut the dividend. If you bail on the company because times get bad, because of messed up decisions, guess what? You don't get to compound this stock. And this is where people get smart. And this is why you'll see they've only owned the stock 2 years. Vanguard said the average buy and holder owns a stock 2 years. Why? The business cycle. Every stock goes through this, man. You don't think Pepsi's messed up? You don't think Netflix has got it wrong? You don't think Reed Hastings from Netflix tried to... You remember in 2017, he tried to jump prices and it was too soon. It was total catastrophe. Stock massively crashed. They were teaching it at Harvard on how not to run a business. Like he fucked up so bad, it was being taught what not to do if you run a subscription-based company. Well, guess what? Netflix is hundreds of dollars higher now. These missteps are what give you your opportunity. So you think nobody wanted to own Ford when they cut the dividend and the stock fell to $4. But if you didn't, then you don't own it at $25 when they're paying the dividend. So that's philosophy, man. The problem is when you start learning trading, you want to bring that over to your buy and hold and you want to use your cleverness. I'm clever. I'm gonna move in and out and this, and I'm gonna take my buy and hold, and I'm gonna quasi trade it. I'm gonna be, and then you guess what? You don't compound anymore because you spend all your time chasing good stocks, not understanding that when good stocks go bad, that's when you get the chance to compound the most, man. You get what I said right there. You will die rich. When a stock goes into my buy and hold, it's ride or die. I plan to die with the shares. Never selling it. Ever. So that means when I add a stock, I need to really think it through. I'm going to have it forever. Do I want this girl hanging around? Do I want this boy hanging around forever? If you approach it like that, and if you ever hear Warren Buffett talk, now that's not trading. We're talking, this is a side note. What I'm telling you is traders, when I start teaching them to trade, start to fuck up their buy and hold, trying to use cleverness of the moving averages and the lines moving in and out, and they fuck up what already works, what has worked for 5,000 years. If you just own assets that produce cash flow, they go up. And you get dividends, it gets reinvested, you get a chance to buy them when they're cheap, and they mess it up because they learn some trading skills. Or they never develop the courage to hold them, or they fear some coming crash, or they let some bullshit philosophy in their head that isn't part of this game, man. Fearing some crash. Now you're out trying to figure out ways to, I'm telling you, man. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. And ask yourself this. Now, some of you are good on this. You've been fine. I'm talking to the choir. How long you been in the stock market? And how many stocks do you own since you've been in the stock market? So if you say, well, I've been in 6 years. How many stocks do you own that you've had for 6 years? And then how many stocks have you owned? Look at the difference in those numbers. Now look, if when you got in 6 years ago or 8 years ago or 9 or 2 or 1 or 3, whatever the number is, if those, the Exxons and the Fords and the McDonald's and the Starbucks and the Crafts and the 3Ms and the Cisco's and the Dows, if I just held those, where would I be? And I can almost assuredly tell you, richer. Even through the ups and the downs. Richer. Even through the crash of 2008, through the COVID crash, through all of these crashes, these assets come back. Why? Because they produce cash flow. They make money. Oh, we got 192 on YouTube. Man, I appreciate that. Now, look at Ford. Kid asked me the other day, should we buy Ford? No. What does the money flow tell us? Currently, that is the lowest low. Where's the highest high? Right here. From that, right, we can create market structure, right? Sideways. Here's this giant stage 3 that what? Turned into a what? Stage 2. Went higher. Short-term trader, yeah, you could buy that and then start getting out. That's not my game usually, but you can. You could have done that. I wouldn't. That's not my game, but you could. What is the value of Ford? What do they think it's actually worth if you're going to buy the whole damn company? That's what this tells us. It doesn't tell us that's where it's going. What this tells us is what they think Ford is worth. They think it's worth $23. What that means is it doesn't mean it's going there. I know they call it price targets. What this really means, what will help you understand this and interpret this so that it doesn't upset you or confuse you. Think about if you were going to pull your checkbook out and buy every damn share. They're saying that the cost for you to buy Ford so that everyone at Ford got a fair deal is $23 right there. Where did it stop going up? $23. It went a little bit higher. And we were talking about this on lives, and I was like, do not buy Ford. Why? You're trying to flip a house for retail, baby. You can't buy houses at retail and flip them for a profit. Stock market is just real estate, man. If you get understand stocks the way I look at them, you will completely understand real estate. This is real estate to me. I can put my money here or I can put it in real estate. That's how I see every transaction, every dollar. Am I going to get more in a beach house or am I going to get more if I put it in Ford? Do I want to buy Ford at a fair value? Hell no. Now, as it comes down, and what? Now the market, now I can use my technical skills and say, is this the bottom? Maybe. But what do we need to see? I need to see stage one. I see stage one. Now, as you learn this and get better and better and better, you're going to start to quickly identify stage ones. You're going to get a feel for the market. You don't have that when you've been in 6 months, guys. You don't have that when you just started playing. You don't get to call audibles. You don't have enough experience, man. But as you begin to watch, you're going to see boxes and stage ones and support and resistance zones, and you can jump it, man. You'll be able to see it. But look, that's not even extreme. So the RSI is telling us this can go lower. This is your friend. When that goes extreme, it tells you it's done. Look. Now, one thing to say when I say this, go back and look at the indicators with the stock you're trading. And I wanted to make this, let me show you an example. We'll come back to Ford. What does one look like that's just not, you're trying to make something that ain't there? Look at this stock. What do you see? Guy sends me, Gerald, what do you think about this? Nothing. I think it's literally been the same price for a fucking year. You're like, what do you mean? Look. This is a cardiac machine here. Boop, beep, 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 beep. This is not tradable. So we know that this is not the money flow, right? This is not it. So we have to value this some other way. I own this stock, MFA. It's a mortgage REIT. So I know this is not happening. And not on a daily chart. This pattern of flowing, of price flowing. So when I look at this, we don't trade this. We can't get an edge, right? But what we can do, if you look at this, once you have these little skills of chart reading, we have to look at this and go, okay, I got to look at this a little different. Where are my highs and where are my lows? Right? You see how now I'm looking at it? All right. So let's just use the RSI. And when shit's low, I'll buy a few shares. And when RSI is high, maybe I'll sell a few. Like if you just got to play this stock, if you just need to be in, then I'm just doing this. I'm just buying these. And I'm just going to go back through time and say, over time, has that worked out? You know, buying when the RSI is low. That's it. That's all you can do. So when you see that chart, don't try to make something that ain't there, man. What's another one? Verizon is turned into this. I'm about to lose my Instagram. I'm just going to keep going until I die on Instagram, guys. This is another one. See how ugly this chart is? It's just not flowed very well, you know? So when that happens, you may have to start stripping out the money flow if you're trying to determine, like if, I don't know, if you're just looking for a reason to be in it, you're going to have to start, you know, simplifying it a little bit. So if I go look, what is Verizon worth? Let's put in VZ. $60. Where's it at? 53. So that was real attractive over here, right? That ain't so attractive up here because these stocks don't typically trade at a premium. So, but you could buy it here, man, I guess. But is this trading? No, man. For trading, I want to see some shit like Ford, that nice move in Ford where it's pulling back, right? I'm going to show you one more that's not a good trading setup. I mean, the chart just doesn't look good, doesn't feel good. Look at well. So if we step back and look at this, what are you seeing? You know, look, it's like stuck, man. Look at this. It's stuck. Now, as an investor, if I see this and I got my little skills, when it gets down in these zones, if I go up here and I look and I say, okay, what is well worth? Now, you notice in Discord, I haven't bought any of this. They say it's worth $96. All right, where are we at? $80. It's kind of attractive now. Starting to get attractive. And we're down by the low of the range. If I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I'm going to wait till this RSI is extreme. Oh, fuck, that hasn't happened in a while, man. So this stock is not flowing right. So I may have to approach it right. So it wouldn't be a swing trade because I can't get a clear setup. And as an investor, I may have to, simplify the money flow even more. Like it's at support. That's all I need. You get what I'm saying there? Now, that'll confuse you if you're just getting started. And every once in a while, I have people go, I don't understand why you're buying that, Gerald. I know, because I trade a little more complicated than I can write in a book, man. I can't write the whole I can't put 20 years of trading in one book, man. That's why I've created multiple courses. There's 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. And when we get into something like craft, KHC, this is in my buy, not craft, HBI in my buy and hold. This is in my buy and hold, right? What is this company worth? This is one I've been buying the shit out of. I've been buying $100 to $200 every day for months. Let's see. HBI. Hold on. Okay, this company pays a nice dividend. It's 40% undervalued, Hanes Brands, and it's in my buy and hold. It's way below the 200. So we start adding this up. Dividend stock, way below the 200, way undervalued, in my buy and hold. Okay, I may not get perfect setups here. So what am I looking for? Boxes. I'm looking at boxes. Am I seeing a box? Now this was a legitimate question because the guy's new. He's read my trading book and he's looking at everything from a trading perspective. And he's like, well, that looks like the 5 days down, 10 days down, 20s down. It is. It is. But it's also going sideways at the same time. It's also way undervalued and it's also below the 200, right? And these are also starting to come together. Remember when I talk about when they come together, the indicators start meaning less and less and less, right? So that's like 2.0, 3.0. If we start with that, the guy's going to be confused as fuck. So yeah, if you're new, that would be a little confusing. But your goals, it takes time, right? In the beginning, when we're trading, we're looking for these big, long sweeps, man. Sideways, runs up, sideways, runs down. That's what you're looking for in trading. Look at another one. Gilead. I hadn't talked about this in probably a year. Why? It was too high. What do they think Gilead's worth? $75. Well, let's pull up Gilead. I haven't talked about this stock in a while. I've owned it. I didn't sell it. I trimmed it a couple times. Look at this. Now look at this pattern. It's almost as if it came from God. Look at this. Sideways, right? We're seeing it. RSI is extreme, right? RSI is extreme. So now what are we doing? I'm tracking every day for what? I'm waiting. What do I want to see? I need to see that sideways movement, man. I want to know we're done dropping because look at the momentum is to the downside. We didn't even get into the histogram. Histogram says we're going lower. RSI says we've gone too far. So what does that mean? We're at a zone of conflict. Convergence, divergence. So now what am I waiting for? I need 1 day. I need a day where it stops. That'll give me my pivot point. And then I need 3 more that hold it. And ideally, they're going to break above the 5. Bam, I'm going to start buying Gilead again. So I'm already planning it out. It's in my notebook. Looking to add to Gilead. 4.5% dividend yield. Right? And if the position gets too large, like oil, and runs up and starts banging these RSIs, I could trim it a little. But in my buy and hold, I want to constantly be buying, trimming, buying. No. Only when your position gets too large. Most of the positions aren't big enough to worry about doing that. It's just semantics. Let's see. Oh, man, those stage. See how we're seeing now? Now you're starting to see them when you look at a chart. Stage 3. Look, see how the moving averages start to roll over? That's that point of no return right there. Right there. See it? It's beautiful, right? See? It's beautiful. This will be the hard part as a new guy, a new gal. We need more women traders. That 20 days is going to confuse you. But go back to the box. And the box was up here. So yes, as it breaks down, you're now going into a stage 4 decline. Don't let every little dip below the 20 or above it make you think you have to do something. What we're most concerned with are these boxes. Let's look at Southern real quick. It's another stage 3. Go through your charts, man, looking at them. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. And look at them. And watch when you notice they fall out of the money flow. You've got to spot this quickly. Notice how flat the 20 is. See it? These breaks don't mean shit. They're not legit breakouts. So this is what will confuse the new guy. It breaks above it. Wait, Gerald, it went below it. Wait, next day is above it. Wait, no, next day below it. Well, if we come over here and we look at all these indicators are getting real tiny, right? We're starting to see it. And look at that moving average. It's just flat. And then we can just draw a support line. All of that, I can spot that quickly. I mean, I just start assuming that. It's going to take people time. It takes you time, you know. You got to break out. It failed, but it held what? The previous low. Well, then what does it start doing? I fully anticipate this shit starts happening. What do we need? We need a break out of that box. And then what? It ran. And then what? Went into another box. We won't get into what this day means. Now we're getting complicated. But see the nice stage 4s? Or stage 3s, and then it rolls over. Man, that's a beautiful pattern right there, man. We crushed that one too. This is Southern Electric. We used the UTSL to do the trade though. We've been talking about this semiconductor trade. The tickers and the trades don't mean as much to me. I get people constantly throwing tickers at me. I don't give a fuck about your tickers. I want to know, do you understand the money flow? Because if you don't, I don't care about your tickers. I need to know you understand the money flow, right? Because all stocks go up and down. Now, it's good to search and try to find those stocks. I love finding a penny stock. Someone brought me Redbox. You might look into that. Crazy high tip rank penny stock. I like finding those little gems. But I'm not going to get rich because I found gems. I'm going to get rich because I did the basics every day over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And along the way, I'm going to find some gems. Along the way, I'm going to have a BNGO that goes up 2,500%. Remember that last year? I'm going to have those. But I'm not seeking those. Those come to me because God brings them to me. Because I watch the money flow every day. Get it? Those are going to come to me because I deserve them. But my life isn't about trying to find those. I'm not trying to find some stock that's going to run. I'm trying to watch the money flow inside of the stocks that I own. And then that's going to open up doors and windows and I'm going to see things, man. Look at this beautiful one. We rode that whole bad boy. Then it got a little tricky here, right? Stage 4 decline. Now what? Look where it stopped. And again, not one day. It takes a couple days. We talked about this. Remember that day that broke this? It was like, oh my God. Came right back in the box. That is crazy bullish. And now what? We're forming out this little stage. It's still below the 20. This is not a breakout. So you nibble. You just start slowly building your position. If you're position trading or even swing trading. And what? There's your breakout, and now it's over, and you let it go. And then what? You start taking it down if you're trading. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Man, I love you guys. Hey, if you're coming to my house this weekend, bring your, don't forget your vaccine card. They're not going to let you in anywhere without it. Let's look at Pfizer. Bring that vaccine card. Pfizer could be setting up for a momentum trade. This is another 2.0 kind of trade. Notice, it is not extreme. It has come down, and it is building a box. Everything is sideways. Tells me we're probably done going down. What is this worth? Do I want to take a shot at this? I own it in my buy and hold. Am I adding to it in my buy and hold? No. I don't think it's that cheap. Let's see. 14%. That's not enough for me to add in my buy and hold. It's just not enough value. Would I swing trade this? Hell yeah. Where would my target be? Right around in here. What do they say it's worth? $60. Where's the target? $60. Now this is another chart I'm showing you. Where did it stop going up at $60? Why? Because the company's worth $60. When you buy a house to flip it, you buy it down here and you get rid of it at true value. That's how you flip houses, is it not? So guess what they do? They flip them. They don't want to have as much of it. So when it hits full value, I don't want to have a shit ton. I want to start trimming it. And as a trader, I'm probably looking to get out. And as an investor, I'm not buying it. So what happens? You lose momentum. There's no buyers. It's overvalued. There would need to be a catalyst that makes everyone think. Tesla. Sometimes the catalyst is just nonsense. You know, they're just buying it because, well, look what happened to Tesla. Let's buy this other auto stock. Remember that big fucking run? So whenever you hear a bunch of hype and a bunch of things about it, just assume it is going to go the opposite way. That fucking rent, whatever, that is just fucking ridiculous. Stocks have value. There is an underlying value. There are stocks that break that correlation. Tesla's one, Netflix. They'll go to the moon. That is not normal. If you spend your life looking for those, you will die poor. If you catch one, good, congratulations. You can trade around one, that's fine. But if your whole life is dedicated trying to find those, you're going to end up fucking up, man. Because very few stocks are Tesla. Like one. Get what I'm saying? And trying to find the next one is very, very, very difficult. Nothing wrong with trying. Just keep it small, man. Keep it small. Let's see. Keep it small. Yeah, Pfizer's setting up for a swing trade here. Look at that setup too, man. I might wait for the break. I mean, if you're really short-term playing it, I might put me a stop right there in that 62 range. Nice. All right, we'll wrap up. Let's look at the indexes and I'll get out of here. Indexes don't move like stocks. This is the composite average of a whole bunch of stocks, right? So it can't move like a stock. But what I'm looking for on these indexes is just the boxes. The stage ones, the stage twos, stage threes. Where are my boxes? That's all I'm trying to figure out. Why? This tells me the overall general direction of the stock market. The market is trying to break out. Now, there's going to be people with opinions. I really don't care. Well, I think that's all bullshit. You cannot build your future on people's opinions, right? Because you will have stocks break out, and very smart people are like, no, I'm fading this right, and it just goes higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, and they're wrong. So you need a way to systematically for you to approach the markets forever. That's what the money flow is about. So as I look at this, guess what I see? Market sold off. Market started going sideways. Now we're going up, right? And then guess what? Market went down. Now we're going sideways. Now what? We're starting to go up. Where's my target? Previous high. So as far as I'm concerned, market's about to move higher. Now what if we come down? Then we come down, right? But that's the pattern, man. That's the pattern. It was the same over here, same here, and the same here. And we'll see. You know, where does it go? I don't know. I assume it's going to go back to 36. So if they say, where do you think Bitcoin's going to go? I assume it's going to go back to where it was before. That's called support and resistance. That's how we build it. It's how we make support and resistance. Market goes where it was before. So where do I think Bitcoin's going? Probably 43. And then what? And then 52. And then what? Then over here in the 58, and then what? Then 66. When? I don't know. But that's the way we're headed. We're now going up. We're now going up. I can't buy it anymore, by the way. That's too far past the buy zone for me. So what am I looking to buy? Altcoins that haven't ripped yet. So these are our targets. Now, maybe when we get here and we start to go sideways a bit, right? And then what? Maybe we pull back to the 20 or something, or maybe we set up and then I can start buying again. Why? Because that becomes the stage 3. That stage 3 turns into a 1, goes back, then I could buy again. But that's just the strategy, man. Let's see. Shows. All right, man. I appreciate you guys. I got to do some work. Oh, I got to do some work, man. I got to get this house. I showed up with 1 month's worth of groceries. I got shit everywhere. I got to get unpacked. Got Mardi Gras coming up. We're doing an event at my house on the 11th. We'll do some filming, hopefully. I say an event, party, whatever you want to call it. We got some catered food, drinks. Talk stocks, talk investing. See how it goes. I may do another. If it goes well, we'll do another one in April, maybe. I got the day trade professor coming in. I got a real estate influencer named Robert Biggerstaff. He owns 20-something properties. He's coming in. Try to talk a little real estate with him. He's a blue-collar guy, never went to college, owns billions of dollars in houses. And see what we can do. Hopefully, the goal is hopefully just inspire some people, man. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't have some secret knowledge. Just inspire, man. Appreciate you guys, man.